The old woman coughed violently. Her hands trembled. Tears rolled down her wrinkled face. Inside her mouth was salt and sand. Standing in front of her, smiling coldly, was her own daughter-in-law. And for 3 years, no one knew what was happening inside that house. Not even her son. From the outside, Ifeoma looked like the perfect wife. Her home was beautiful, clean, peaceful. A place any man would be proud of. Her husband, Tunde, worked long hours as an architect. He built shopping malls, luxury homes. He provided everything. And every morning before he left, Ifeoma played her role perfectly. Don't stress yourself, my love. I'll take care of everything. I've already fed Mama. Tunde believed her. Why wouldn't he? He saw a caring wife, a quiet home, a calm mother. But what he didn't see was what happened after he left. The moment the door closed, everything changed. The smile disappeared. The warmth vanished. And Ifeoma became someone else entirely. Cruel, cold, merciless. She looked at Mama Tunde like she was nothing. Old woman, why are you staring like that? Mama Tunde, blind and weak, sat quietly. Her voice shook. My daughter, please, just a little water. Ifeoma laughed. I am not your daughter, she scoffed. Water? Do you know how much water costs? You think this house runs on your old stories? The old woman lowered her head. Her lips were dry. Her throat burned. But she said nothing. Because she knew things could get worse. For 3 years, Mama Tunde lived like a prisoner. In her own son's house, she could not see. She could barely walk. And the one person meant to care for her was the one hurting her. Sometimes Ifeoma would delay her food, hide her medicine, ignore her cries. Other times, she would go further, much further. That afternoon, the house smelled wonderful. Rich soup filled the air. Spices, fish, meat, the kind of meal Mama Tunde used to cook for her family years ago. She slowly followed the smell, her hands brushing against the wall. Ifeoma, my daughter, my stomach has been empty since morning. Please, just a little. Ifeoma turned slowly. A small smile formed on her face. Oh, you want food? I'll give you food. She picked up a small plastic bowl. Not the good plates. Not the ones meant for guests. Just a cheap, cracked bowl. She poured a little soup inside. No meat. No fish. Just liquid. Then, she reached for the salt. 1 spoon. 2 spoons. 3. Then she stepped outside briefly and scooped a handful of dry sand. She mixed it in, slowly, carefully, like she was preparing something special. She walked back and placed it in Mama Tunde's hand. The old woman took a small sip, and instantly she choked. Her body shook. Her throat burned. The sand scratched her teeth. Tears filled her eyes. Salt and sand. Why, Ifeoma? Ifeoma leaned closer. Her voice dropped. You lived too long. You don't belong here. Now eat it. And if you don't, I'll tell Tunde you hit me. That evening, Tunde returned home early. He had forgotten something important. He didn't plan to stay. Just stay. But as he stepped inside, he heard something. A voice. Not the voice he knew. A different voice. Harsh. Cruel. Eat it. Swallow it. Useless old woman. Tunde froze. His heart began to pound. Slowly, he walked toward the dining room. And what he saw changed everything. His mother sat there, crying, covered in grey sludge. Ifeoma stood over her, forcing a spoon into her mouth. Eat. Swallow it. Tunde stepped forward. Ifeoma. Silence. For 3 years, he had trusted her. For 3 years, his mother suffered in silence. Now, it was time to face the truth. If this food is good for my mother, it is good for you. Ifeoma cried. I'm your wife. I love you. Tunde shook his head slowly. You love comfort. You love money. But you do not love me. And you do not respect my mother. He pointed to the bowl. Eat. With trembling hands. Ifeoma took a spoon. She swallowed and instantly gagged. Her face twisted in pain, but she continued. Because now, there was no escape. Tunde's voice broke. Ifeoma, I have loved and cared for you. Worked hard to give you everything, but you chose to abuse my mother instead. This marriage is over. I am taking my mother to the hospital. I want you and your belongings gone before I get back. Ifeoma fell to her knees, crying, begging, asking forgiveness. But Tunde was done with her. Tunde turned to his mother. Mama, I'm sorry. I should have seen it. He lifted her gently and walked toward the door. Without looking back, the moral of this story is that cruelty always leaves a mark, even when hidden, even when silent, because one day truth will be seen. And when it is, the same pain you gave will find its way back to you. If you were Tunde, what would you have done? Would you forgive her? Or send her away like Tunde did? Tell me in the comments.